It's official, Google is cutting ties with Samsung and building its first fully custom chip for the Pixel 10 Pro. That's a big deal. The new Tensor G5 isn't just an upgrade, it's a turning point. For the first time in the Pixel's history, Google is designing and optimizing its silicon from the ground up and handing production over to TSMC, the same chipmaker trusted by Apple and Qualcomm. So what does that mean in short? Faster, smarter, and hopefully ... Finally glitch-free. This is the Pixel's 10th anniversary, and Google knows it has to deliver. No more good enough. The Pixel 10 Pro needs to be polished, premium, and powerful. And from what we've seen so far, it might just get there. Let's start with what makes this model different. The Tensor G5 is a clean break from the Exynos-based chips used since the Pixel 6. Google's now betting on its own design, fabbed using TSMC's 3nm process. That should mean big improvements in efficiency, thermal performance, and AI processing. And given how deeply integrated AI features are in Pixel phones, that's no small change. From voice recognition to on-device photo editing and Gemini AI tasks, this chip could be the key to making the Pixel feel as fluid and responsive as the iPhone. But great hardware alone isn't enough, especially for the Pixel line, which has always leaned hard on software magic. Thankfully, the Pixel 10 Pro seems ready to double down. Gemini Nano is getting smarter and more versatile, processing text, speech, and images directly on-device. There's also Magic Q, a new context-aware tool that reads what's on your screen and suggests helpful actions like reminding you of a meeting if someone mentions it in an email. Think of it as AI that quietly anticipates what you need before you even ask. And then there's the camera. Yes, it still has Google's signature software tricks, but the hardware is also getting serious upgrades. You'll find a 50MP main sensor, 248MP secondary sensors, ultrawide and telephoto, and a 42MP front camera that's already proven itself in the Pixel 9 Pro. Super race zoom up to 30x. Improved stabilization that rivals handheld gimbals, and new AI features like the Add Me tool make this feel more like a creative studio in your pocket than just a phone. What's especially interesting is how Google's rethinking video. Rumors suggest Video Boost will get even more powerful, possibly using cloud-based processing to upscale 4K footage to 8K. And in a clever twist, both the telephoto and ultra-wide lenses will support macro photography, automatically selecting the best option depending on how close you are to your subject. It's a small detail, but one that could have a big impact on photo quality, especially for those who love capturing textures and fine detail. Now, let's talk about design. The Pixel 10 Pro is keeping its familiar silhouette, clean lines, horizontal camera bar, and a 6.3-inch display, but it's not standing still. Expect thinner bezels, brighter screens, and better durability with Gorilla Glass Victus 2. There's also been a quiet but important update to the fingerprint sensor. It's ultrasonic now, meaning it'll work better with wet or dirty fingers. A small win for everyday usability. Battery life, reasonable. The Pixel 10 Pro will likely pack a 4,870 mAh cell, with the XL version hitting 5,200 mAh. Charging speeds might not compete with Chinese flagships, but with up to 70% in 30 minutes on the XL, it's more than adequate for most users. And if you're desperate, Extreme Battery Saver Mode promises up to 100 hours of use. As for storage, you'll have options 128 GB up to 1 TB, though the largest capacity might be limited to specific colors. Speaking of which, Google's having fun again with names: Moonstone, Jade, Porcelain, and Obsidian. Jade in particular, blending light green and gold, could be the standout this year. Pricing, that's the wild card. While there were concerns that the Tensor G5 would drive prices up, leaks suggest that major hikes are unlikely. Still, don't expect bargains. With the Pixel 9 Pro starting at $999, the 10 Pro will likely sit in that range, and while US carriers like T-Mobile, Verizon, and AT&T are expected to offer deep discounts with trade-ins or new lines, that won't matter much if you're buying unlocked or internationally. So, should you wait for the Pixel 10 Pro? If you're the kind of person who wants the cleanest Android experience, the best AI tools, and a camera that punches way above its weight, it's looking like a smart bet. Google's clearly aiming to make the Pixel 10 Pro not just a great phone, but a flagship that earns its spot next to the iPhone and Galaxy S series. And with 7 years of updates promised, it's also a long-term investment. Sure, it's not the flashiest phone on the market. But maybe that's the point. Google's not chasing trends, it's refining its vision. And with the Pixel 10 Pro, it might just be ready to deliver its most complete package yet. What's your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments section. See you in the next video. Take care.